How's everyone going? Welcome back to another unboxing video. You already know by the title what we're looking at today, so we're having a look at something slightly different. First time for the channel, so it's going to be a treat for everyone. We're having a look at something from MicroACE. So welcome back everyone, hope everyone is doing well. We've got another, welcome back to a carriage 998 MTMR model railways. Today, as I say, we're having a look at this model from MicroACE. Something a little bit different honestly. I wanted to try out MicroACE. This is now the third company of Japanese model trains that we're having a look at. We've of course had a look at Kure, we've had a look at Tomex. This is now we're now going to have a look at MicroACE. There are two other companies I know of as well. One day we may have a look at some of their stuff as well. For now, we're just going to go and have a look at their MicroACE. We don't plan to do much MicroACE stuff at the moment. Maybe we might. We'll see how we go with this one, see if this is a good model or not. And then, yeah. So, just something a little bit different. Just wanted to give it a go while I could. While while they had some stock from the JR West sector. Anyways, today we're going to have a look at train pack A-3687, the Series 105. This is the 3-car pack, so it has, yeah, it's a 3-carriage pack. Specifically, it's supposed, what's it called? It's in the Hiroshima scheme, so based out of Hiroshima area, which is JR West sector, so should fit pretty well. Technically the ones I needed were 2-car units though, not a 3-car unit, but never mind. But oh well. Let's see how we go. It's got a nice sleeve as usual. It's made in China. So that's interesting. So that's how that goes. I wonder if the models just do made in China or not. So that would mean these are some of the first Japanese models I'm purchasing that are made in China. So nice sleeve. Kind of conflicts itself with the other blue company called Tomex, but so there we go. We've got this nice little plastic shell case, so you can see. Oh yeah, I forgot to show the side. This is what the sidebar looks like. You can see there's even a little pic of the model, which is really nice. It's actually really cool to have something like that. Makes it differentiated from all the other stuff, which is if you have multiple. So that's really cool. Yeah, so let's get into it. These clips are very harsh, they're very, very strong, very ouch. You can see there's already binding in the plastic here as you bend it, which is interesting. I'm wondering how long that's going to last, but we'll find out. Definitely see. Right, let's, this doesn't want to open fully, so that's nice. I assume because it doesn't want to bend. Yeah, this just doesn't want to bend. Yeah, it's a very hard box compared to what the Tomex stuff is, which is very easy to open. Let's go into this stuff first. Once again, we're going to bubble wrap. Here we go. So we've got the motor unit and the center unit as it looks, and then we've got a driver unit, a power unit, and another what would be a motor unit, but in this case it's just a trailing unit. It has no motor, but yeah. So 2 pans, a single back unit with a cab. I think that's what it is anyways, so interesting to see. Bit of gunk on there. Let's bring it out, I guess, if I can. It's taped. Oh, that's interesting. BRB. Alright, welcome back. I think that's a warranty card possibly, I can't actually tell. We've got your destinations for the unit. And our instruction manuals are a single page sheet, so there's nothing else on this, interestingly enough. So there's actually there was no point for me to take it out of the package, so I'll be right back as we put it back in, as I put it away. Right, putting the instructions to the side. Let's try to get this out. Yeah, this box does not want to bend at all. We've got this nice little film sheet in front. Very, very nice to actually have that, honestly. It's make sure that your models won't get scratched. So yeah, this is not going to make things easy. It's got a nice little photo here of the real unit. I actually really don't want to bend this, so let's just get the models out now, shall we? This is your front unit. You use a repeater style coupling on the rear, and then You got the pans. Sure, these can pop up. I may need 2 hands to do this because it's a bit hard for some reason. Yeah, they do pop up. They're like the other ones that are manual, but these also look a bit big, not gonna lie. But I'm not 100% sure what the scale size is for this particular model, because some of the scales obviously are slightly off. What's it called? MicroACE, what's it called? Most of the companies do have a slight scale problem, because obviously doing engage, especially the fact they've been doing it for so much longer, is making models small is a hard thing. So some of them aren't fully 1/150th scale. There's nothing here that tells us whether or not it's what scale they've got this at, but yeah. So this is your drop power unit, but also operates as your it also has the motor. This has the motor in it, but it's also same as the driver's unit. It's got no seats on the inside or anything because you fit your motor. So it's a bit different, but yeah. This bottom part though is we can already tell it's a panel compared to obviously to house the motor. And let's pull the last unit out. Try to. This foam is actually nice, hard, sturdy foam actually. And there we go. That's our final unit. That's the driver's unit basically. Nothing special with too special with that. Yeah. So let's get a close-up look at these. I'm very interested to go have a look at these closer, and very interested to see this. Right. Let's get our close-ups. Alright, well here we are, we've got the unit on the desk. We've already got 2 of the units on, which are actually the 2 driving unit, power units, rather than the trailing unit, because it just doesn't fit on the desk table, rolling table, sorry. And the fact that the that last unit is also a freewheeling unit, same as the front unit, so didn't really want to put blue tack on it. So we'll do the quick spin with this unit, and then we'll go into the history, and then we'll have a look at the 3 units themselves in our close-up. So we'll have them lined up. So let's have a quick spin. Time for our history. The 105 series is an EMU built for the Japanese National Railways. They began operation in 1981 to replace the older rolling stock on lines that didn't require high capacity from larger trains. 60 units were new builds, utilising the basis of the 103 series. Another 66 units were modified from existing 103 carriages that were surplus to the fleet. They operated in the western and eastern areas of Japan on lines that were electrified. At the time of privatisation, the trains were split between JR East and JR West. JR East primarily used 2-car units, however these were withdrawn in 1998. JR West continues to utilise these on shorter operations, however they are slowly becoming rarer with the introduction of the 227 series. Alright, time to get in nice and close to these models, eh? So we've got the 2 motor units coming on. We'll do the trailer unit on its own. Sorry, driving unit, main units, the units that have the pantographs fitted. Like in some cases I'm just going to run it as a 2-car unit. So yeah, so we can see that the 2 ends are already slightly different. One of them is obviously designed to be at the front, whereas the other one's designed to be in mid-train. And with that you've got a fake coupler fitted on one of them, and one of the Arnolds fitted on the other. Other than that, the detail is pretty decent. It's not the worst. There's a lot of little parts fitted, which looks really nice. The painting is very, very nice, especially very, very clear painting. I don't see any issues with the lining and sort of things like that. So let's start spinning. As you can see, the front profiles, they are basically identical. There is a gangway on the other one, on the one which doesn't have one. It's just it's different color, I think, possibly. Actually, maybe not. So we've got pretty decent bogie detailing. You get all the springs and the shocks for the It's a bit for the units. So on the top you can see you've got your AC units. I assume they're AC units. These carriages have 3 doors, so pretty standard looking design. You can see for this model, this one especially, how there are no, all these down here is is all a block, because that's where the motor is. And also you can see how there's a lacking of interior in this unit. And this one has the pan down, whereas I've got the other one with the pan up. This end you got the pan, this is just the gangway ends. You can see the differences in the pan in the up and down position. Very, very small pan in the grouse, which is really nice, but they're very, very flimsy as well. So something to be a bit careful of. You can see I blue tacked the one on the right as well. So yeah. You can see there's a slit in the window, which I assume means the windows could be opened up in real life. So, and this one does, as you can see, has the undercarriage detail. The pop-up box is not just a block underneath the unit that's been painted. So, there we go. Not too bad at all. They're definitely not bad in terms of detailing. Alright, here we go. This is the trailing unit. So it's just a driver's unit. There's no pans, no electricity on this one. Should have working lights though, hopefully. And it's pretty much the same sort of thing. Very, very nicely detailed, same sort of styling as the other two. I have been advised that these models aren't actually made in Japan like the Kato and the Tomex models, whereas these are actually made in China. So that's an interesting little thing about MicroACE. But whether or not that's correct for this model, but supposedly MicroACE's factory is based out of China. So. But yeah, quality wise looks all the same. Again, you've got the undercarriage detailing, a bit less on the undercarriage because I assume there's probably less electronics on this particular model. Interior wise, there's an interior. It seems to have bench style seating. I'm not sure if that's correct for the real ones either. But it does have an interior in there, which is nice. And then obviously all your other separately fitted parts on the top and bottom of the model. If you notice that this unit has been marked as unit number U10 as well. So yeah, so really like the printing of the colors of the Hiroshima colors. It's very simple, but also very dynamic of having the blue and the red. So it's not a bad livery at all. With that, we're going to jump over to the layout. Let's give them a test run. Obviously, what we're going to do is firstly run the power unit. We'll run that in, and then we'll link them all up together and do a few running shots of all the units. So let's head over to the layout. Alright, here we are. We're at the layout. Time to give this 105 series a test. As I say, it's going to definitely be interesting, seeing it is the first MicroACE model we're trying out. Might be the last. I may even, there may even be some of my own, stuff that's not even my own in the future, depending how we go. I don't plan to get much MicroACE stuff anyway. You can see it's already parked up on the side. Or at least, original framing you could. They're just up the side at the moment. Just to make things a bit easier, because obviously transferring 3 carriages is a bit hard. And unlike the other ones, which is like 7 carriages, or 6 carriages or 8 carriages, 3 carriages is easier without the box. So we're going to just put the power unit on. Actually, I don't need this. Just put the power unit on. We're going to give that a run. We'll do the running in, 20 minutes in each direction. And then, yeah, then we'll run all 3 carriages together. And we get some running shots throughout that. So let's do this. Pretty simple to load on as usual. It is just 2 bogies. Let's rock the model a bit. We are using a Kato SX power pack. Not the best controls to use for these. There is a PWM, but it does mean we can test out the lights pretty nicely. As you can see, it's got Desto lights working, and then 2 headlights in the forward direction. In reverse, it's got Desto lights and the rear lights working, which is pretty nice. Actually, that reminds me, I don't recall there being a switch on this model, which means that's going to be interesting having the headlights in the centre of the model turn on. After you're going to have a read of the instruction manual about how to switch those lights off, because that's definitely not ideal having lights in the centre of a train. But anyways, Let's see how it rolls. Takes a bit to get moving actually. We're about 50% of the controller to get it moving. Maybe because it's new, or maybe because of the way that the PWM controller is currently working out on this model mightn't help the situation either. So we'll see how it goes. We'll let it run. Anyways, let's get it running. So we'll get a few running shots. So let's go. Alright, there we are. That's the running now completed. So, time to do the simple stuff of, what's it called? Apologies, the stabilization might be a bit dead now. I think the battery's running a bit low on the camera. We'll throw on the extra carriages. Shouldn't be too hard to do. And then we'll go and run it a bit with those. So the other drive unit, that goes on the front, and then obviously that training unit that will go at the rear. So let's throw them on. There we are, our 3-carriage train now put together. Doesn't look too bad, nice and short. It's definitely not a long length of a train, but yeah, shouldn't be too bad. As I say, I'll probably end up running it a lot as a 2-car rake, because most of the stuff in more modern years they would usually operate in 2-car rakes, but oh well. Anyways, I guess we can get it moving, and we'll get some running shots of it with its pairing. We've got the 2 pans up as well, so yeah, let's get them moving. If I can go back to the blasted controller, will be nice. Alright, so there we go. That's hopefully another model done. As you say, this is just an initial unboxing video of this, not a full review. So, what do we think? I'm just going to switch back onto the main. I admit it's not a bad, doesn't seem like a bad model at all, especially being the first Chinese made model in the N-gauge fleet. So what's my thoughts? Well, it seems decent. Details, quality is there. There's nothing wrong with the quality wise. The paint is very nice and the operationally seems fine. Honestly nothing to report, nothing wrong with it, I must admit. It's unfortunate that I still am yet to find out how to switch off the blasted lights, so at the moment I have got desto and marker lights on mid-train, but that's a bit of an oh well sort of situation. Is it? I don't feel like there's realistically much wrong with it. I haven't compared it with proper photos of the 105s yet, so of course I'm not 100% on its authenticity and its correctness, but other than that, as a model, it seems like a very, very nice model. What are your thoughts? Be sure to let's start a conversation down below. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed joining me for this unboxing of our first MicroACE model of the 105 series in the Shimonoseki colours. Shimonoseki, that's wrong, in the Hiroshima colours. So there's, what's good, you can probably guess a few of the other models from this box has been from the Shimonoseki depot. Other than that, I think we'll probably let the train move off from the screen. Not bad at all to start off our MicroACE era. Hopefully we can get a few more MicroACE models. I would like to get some steam engines, if the steam engines are, if they ever end up getting them in scale. That's probably the most critical problem with those. The scale wise of this doesn't look too bad at all. The pans look a little bit big. Other than that, the trains don't look too bad. I had it right up next to SL Gingo earlier, which is a 2023-24 release. So, and that's pretty accurate in terms of scaling. Maybe not the paint, but in terms of scaling. So, and it definitely didn't seem too off compared to it. So, I don't know. Tell us what you think. We'll catch you all in the next unboxing, or next video, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's going to be unboxing, so have a good one.